Hello, MF Kraven here, and welcome to Less Than 10 Minute Reviews, a YouTube series where I take a look at niche titles, hidden gems, and often overlooked games, tell you whether or not you should buy them in less than 10 minutes. So if that's the type of content that you like, consider subscribing and liking this video. Today I take a look at Wild Bastards, an FPS action roguelike where you manage a gang of 13 space cowboys, going from system to system, getting into showdowns, looting what they can, all while being chased across the galaxy by the powers that may be. Can you keep your team well equipped and off each other's neck? Or is it high noon for the bastards? Let's find out. Graphics, sound, and art style. Being a spiritual successor to 2019's Void Bastards, Wild Bastards brings a lot of the graphic novel charm to the game with an old western aesthetic that is absolutely just kino. The voice acting is great at times, and the ambiance music brings everything all together just well. Gameplay. FPS action roguelike sounds a lot like buzzwords, and to label Wild Bastards just as this is a disservice. See, the game starts you off with 2 members, and you go from system to system trying to revive your old crew. Upon arrival in a system, you acquire loot that you will only be able to use for this particular solar system. Each system has a few planets/events, all with individual loot. You must go through them to get to your fallen comrade. Upon moving your ship to one of the said planets, you must beam a specific amount of your crew, and it can range anywhere from 2 to 4 members down there, and you will enter a procedurally generated map where you must reach a teleporter to recharge your ship to go on to the next planet in the system. Like I said, all planets have loot, anywhere from ace cards that work as a leveling up token, mods or equipment that you can use, beans, like a can of beans that you can use to mend feuds or create friendships with, tonics that will revive a fallen team member or heal their fatigue, or cram the in-game currency. Each planet will also come with enemies and roadblocks with a danger level and a specific amount of enemies that you must defeat. You will be launched into a small map with said enemies, and a showdown will occur. Each bastard comes with a weapon, HP bar, shield, and an ability. Abilities can be activated by acquiring juice or a floating canteen in each showdown. If you are traveling with a solo character, you're on your own. However, the bastards will travel usually in pairs of 2. You may switch between them in a showdown. Mixing weapons, abilities, and the synergy between the 13 characters is one of the wonders of this game. Upon reaching the teleporter on the map, you will beam up, and only ace cards will carry over from system to system. All their loot will be disassembled upon completing a system, which begs you to choose carefully what you think you may need going forward. First playthrough is narrative driven and will have you collect all 13 members before going on to a specific amount of missions to end the game. Upon completion, you will unlock a challenge mode and a procedurally generated run. So I'll give a brief description of all 13 playable characters. Billy has 2 revolvers, and his ability is he can shoot really fast. Sarge has a 10mm and can create a shield in front of him. Rawhide has a plasma repeater and can summon 3 critters. Fletch has a bow and arrow, and her ability is she can shoot a bunch of plasma arrows in front of her. Preach has a minigun and will shoot rapidly while also healing as she does damage for her ability. Roswell has a heat gun and will jump erratically over the map, doing damage upon contact with his ability. Casino has a shotgun that will always come with randomized effects. His ability is he can destroy a random enemy. Spider Rosa, armed with 2 pistols, and her ability is to create a diversion that enemies will want to attack. Spike has the death darts that work kind of like throwing knives, and his ability is to hack any turrets in a level, and if there is none to hack, he will summon a turret as an ally. Hopalong has an electric lasso that can temporarily stun an opponent and do 10 damage, and his ability is he'll stun all enemies in a battlefield for a certain amount of seconds. Kaboom carries a stick of dynamite he tosses, and their ability is they turn into mist to avoid all damage. Judge, equipped with a sniper rifle, has the ability to slow down time for 10 seconds. And finally Smokey, who has a finger gun he shoots flames out of that does residual damage. His ability is to burn 3 nearby opponents in the map. Price, $34.99 USD. How many hours estimated? It took me about 10 hours to beat the game. I rushed a lot of it to get the review in order, and I sort of regret it because I couldn't enjoy the game as much. But now that I've unlocked the procedurally generated mode,
something that I feel should have been unlocked since the start. I feel I can just now cozy up to it. Is it playable on Steam Deck? Yes, it is. However, I truly believe that because the AI is just god dang spectacular, you really do need the edge of a mouse and keyboard, especially if your bastard happens to be Judge. Final thoughts. What can I say other than wow? There were so many moments where I felt like all hope was lost. There were moments I just got out of the showdown by a hair and 4 HP left. One of the key words in the marketing campaign for this game is heart-pounding FPS combat, and I didn't know how true it would be. Granted, I do suck at FPS games. Upon seeing the selection of characters, I thought, there's no damn way this will work. There are 78 different combinations of teams you can make with the 13 bastards, not to mention the equipment that will affect all characters in a distinct way. And at first, there were characters I thought, I don't think I'm going to use them going forward, and was thrusted to use them. Then ended up really loving him, like Hop Around. With his useless lasso, but sprinting with him, he'll slither along the map, and using his ability will render enemies stunned for a few seconds. Pairing him with Billy, as I slither through the map, and with stunned opponents, and I just bam, switch over to Billy and light their asses with lead. Alternatively with Smokey and literally light their asses on fire. Using Judge, sneaking around and sniping all enemies, and pairing him with Preach to switch over just in case enemies get a little too close for comfort. Sarge has a sort of an X-ray vision, so I pair him with Spike and use him to assassinate from close and then afar, just alternating. What I'm getting at is that this game is just tons of fun. Picking up the ace cards for your guys will not only level them up, but give them a buff too. Some may be just extra HP or more shield. Some may include a quote-unquote takeout, where after a showdown, they get HP recovered, or adding more ammo to your weapon, more damage, adding immunity to poison, spawning to a showdown with a hired gunman, etc., etc. For a AA game, it sure does feel like there's a lot of replayability to offer. But this is where some people may feel discouraged, as it does rely a lot on RNG. I know people who won't even touch a game because of RNG. However, to me, it adds that extra bit of randomness each time I pick it up. So I've told you about the good. What about the bad and the ugly? See, I really wish that we could have had multiple save files. I wanted to try an Iron Man mode, a very hard, and a normal mode that I can just play on my Steam Deck while I'm on the go. Unfortunately, it just has one save file. Starting a new game will delete your previous run. I wish that we can choose our starting 2 bastards in a new run, or at the very least go for a certain one in a playthrough. See, when you jump into a system, it just gives you a random bastard, and that's the one that you're kind of stuck with until you rescue them. I know that Neil and his siblings are there, so you won't cheese a level too much and get all the loot, but sometimes it discourages me from battling an extra roadblock or two for the sake of just getting the F out of a planet. Sometimes I feel like AI is too good, like they have X-ray vision. I can understand if the more elite enemies can do this, but a simple hunter sniping me across the field is just frustrating at times. Also, I'd love a melee attack for all characters, damage based on their physicality / weapon. The whole team synergy system is just too random. There are times where I'm like, man, I'm glad I chose these two to go to this planet just for them to start talking dookie to each other upon being beamed up. Then I gotta spend a can of beams just so they won't beef anymore. And the last complaint is oftentimes a fellow bastard can be extremely annoying, like especially Spider Rosa. She'll just be straight talking doo-doo if I miss my shot, unbeknownst to her that I'm actually just clearing up covers so that I can flank an enemy. But other than that, these aren't really core complaints. The game looks amazing. The gameplay feels intense and fluid. The roguelike elements, team management, inventory management, thinking about sending what team to retrieve what on a planet, and choosing the best exit strategy when the inevitable Neil and family come to try to clap your cheeks. Initially, I didn't think I'd like the game as much as I do, but here we are. Do I think Wild Bastards is worth the full entry price of $39.99 USD though? Absolutely. Buy it now.